Hey everybody, John Millay here. Welcome to another Mended Records studio build video. It's been quite a while. You haven't seen any new videos because my camera got broken. I had it all set up and my girls were riding their bikes in here and it got knocked over and broken. So I haven't been recording as much, but we have been doing some recording on the phone. And last week we recorded the process of hanging one of these drywall sheets on the ceiling. And so you're gonna see that in just a little bit. But before we get to that, I want to recap and kind of show you everything we've accomplished since the last video. The last video was hanging the ceiling joists or finishing the ceiling joists. And now you can't see them anymore because they're covered up. We've made a ton of progress. So here is a quick recap of everything that's happened since the last video. The next step after finishing those ceiling joists was roughing in the electric. And of course you can't see it now because it's all behind this OSB. But we got all the electric roughed in for our switches and our outlets. And after that, we moved on to insulation. And again, you can't see the insulation because it is behind the walls. But we got the insulation finished. Then we did our first layer of wall covering. That is this 7/16 OSB here. We put acoustical sealant in the seams at the corners and the floors and the ceilings. And that is just to prevent air from moving in those gaps. And then we got started with the drywall. And as you can see here in the office, there's only going to be one layer of drywall here, and we've got the ceiling done, and we're starting to finish the walls. Here in the studio, we have 2 layers installed on the ceiling, and we have 1 layer of drywall installed on the walls. And so all we have left really is to install 1 more layer of drywall in the studio and a layer of drywall here in the office. So that's a little recap of everything we have accomplished since the last studio build video. And now we're going to show you the process of installing a sheet of drywall on the studio ceiling. I did this by myself. These are 12-foot sheets. It's 5/8 drywall. They weigh about 100 pounds. It was just barely doable for me, and it was hard work, but we got it done. This sheet that you're going to see me install is part of the second layer of drywall in the studio room. So you're going to see me applying green glue to the top side of that drywall, which then gets squished up onto the drywall that's already there. And what you end up with is 2 layers of drywall separated by a very thin layer of this very rubbery substance. And this decouples those layers of drywall, and it makes it harder for sound to pass through from one layer to the other. And so that's gonna be one of the things that helps make this room quiet so that I can be recording and listening without interference from the outside world. Yeah, I guess without further ado, let's get to that time lapse. Maybe we'll cut it and then we'll cut the video.
Yep, you're on both. Front.